I'm joined now by Ellsworth girls basketball coach Dave Berg. Coach, you have kind of an unusual track record with the Ellsworth girls basketball program. 16 years total, 3 stints. You're now in your second year back. Can you just explain your association with the team and how that's come about?
Well, going all the way back to the 1986-87 season, I was hired to coach the girls and was here for 10 years. We started with a program that had not had much success. 5 years later, we were second in the state and were conference contenders, regional contenders, sectional contenders really every year thereafter. After the 1995-96 season, I had an opportunity to move on to UW Stout, which I did. I coached there as an assistant coach for 6 years. And then things changed again, and I was back, and changed again, and I was gone, and I'm back. So, my heart has always been in Ellsworth basketball, particularly Ellsworth girls basketball, so I'm really glad to be here again.
Okay. You mentioned after Friday's win that this is the first time in quite a while that the program's won 10 regular season games. I was able to look, and it's been at least since 2001, 2002 since that happened. What's different? What's special about this year's team?
Well, success always starts with players. I think that's a given, and we have good players. And these are kids that all played. We have basically a lot of juniors and a couple of seniors this year. All of those kids played last year as sophomores and juniors, and they kind of paid their dues. Our conference was particularly tough last year. We had 3 sectional finalists in our league, and Durand actually finished second in the state of Wisconsin. And our kids were really, in most games we played last year, they've matured, they've grown up. It's kind of their time. So it starts with the players, and we've got some really athletic kids right now.
Okay. Coach, before the Middle Border Conference play got underway, you played some tough Minnesota teams like Red Wing and Farmington. How has that non-conference schedule helped you out this year?
Well, we did that for a reason. I mean, we wanted to be challenged, and I think it has helped us. We felt with Farmington and certainly with Red Wing that those were teams that were better than anybody we would play in our conference probably. We started the year at Barron, Wisconsin, and Barron is also a very highly rated team in our state. And that was done with the idea of kind of toughening our kids up so that when we got into the conference we could compete. And I think the idea has worked, actually.
Okay. Now, after Friday's game, you talked about Carly, and one of the things you said is she's kind of the heart and soul of this team. Can you describe why she's so important to the Panthers?
Well, obviously, no one team revolves around one player, and statistically, we have kids whose statistics are, I guess, more impressive if you look at things like scoring and rebounding. But number one, Carly is as tough as they come. She's an extremely athletic kid. And what has made the difference for us with Carly at the point guard is her speed. And once we got her playing fast, and I heard her talk a little bit about the Red Wing game, and that's really kind of when things changed for Carly. We just finally got her to get playing at the pace we wanted her to. Her assist-to-turnover ratio is tremendous, and it's better than 3-to-1 assists to turnovers. And so she just has really been kind of the glue that's held us together, and she is developing into a really good high school point guard.
And you talked about you guys have a pretty balanced lineup. Who are some of those other players who have stood out for you this season?
Well, that's one of the things that's changed for us I think is better in terms of scoring. We do have better balance. Shannon Campbell last year's a sophomore, led us in scoring. She's our leading scorer again this year. But now Taylor Murphy is averaging in double figures. Kayla Christopherson is close. Kelly Cannell has just been phenomenal for us off the bench the last 4 or 5 games. 3 of the last 4 games, she scored double figures for us coming off the bench. So offensively, we're kind of spreading things around a little bit. And then we've got some unsung heroes. Rachel Anderson and Abby Risto, our 2 post players who don't score a lot, have been just tenacious on the board. So we really do have contributions coming from all the kids that play, which is what you need.
Okay, Coach, you guys will face Durand on Thursday.
Yep.
They're number 1 in the conference.
Yep.
You guys are number 2.
Yep.
You've played them already once, and when you reflect back on that game, what stood out from the first meeting?
Well, Durand I'm sure people know Durand has got tremendous tradition in girls basketball. And really what I told our kids after the game on Friday night as we started our preparation for Durand is that Durand is not better than we are, and they're not. They're tougher, though. And so what we're kind of working on this week is the toughness factor. And Carly talked a little bit about expecting to win versus hoping to win. That's part of it. But the Durand kids are tough kids. They're good basketball players. And we're going to have to be up to that challenge.
Okay, sounds good. Coach, I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Wish you the best of luck on Thursday and the rest of the season.
We appreciate it, and we appreciate your support and coverage. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Coach.